Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Stupid Stuff That I Did. I'm Punderdome, and I'm going to give you an overview of one of my games, and I'm going to explain my thought process when I was playing the game, and sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't, and I'll point out all of the things that I did that were stupid, that, really cost me my life, or cost us the point, or cost us the game, and things that I did that were okay.
Colorado either yet.
Or Hollywood.
So before the game starts, I'd like to do a couple of Twitch aims to practice aiming at my teammates, trying to heal them so I miss fewer shots later. I'll point out that I am one beer in at this point, and so I am aiming like a potato, and I know this, and I can tell I'm not aiming quite normally, but this is also a quick play match, so
Stop the pain. Watching your back.
Since they didn't have anyone who could actually dive me, I felt pretty safe going and trying to take a chunk out of Zarya. You always try to take damage whenever you can, and it's safe. And from there, I was really hoping to get an offensive nade in. Always use your nade offensively if you can. And so I had to lean out a little bit to throw it, and then I'm going to get back into position.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
See ya, junk.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
So for this game, I am solo healing. So I'm trying to do as much healing as I can, just to keep everyone alive. And if you noticed, the other team was totally pushing the payload while we weren't paying attention. We were off fighting our own little fights that didn't even matter. So always keep an eye on the objective and make sure that backcapping doesn't happen to you.
Acknowledge.
We need to drop
They're,
down.
they're moving the payload pretty quick.
This is the exact moment I realized I could get a pretty awesome offensive nade, because there are at least 2, probably 4 people down there.
Restoring your head.
I promise what I'm about to do made perfect sense at the time, but as you're gonna find out, it didn't work out so well.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay, so what went wrong there? So the first thing I'll note is that I didn't tell Symmetra I was going to nano her right before doing so. She's not usually a nano target, a standard one, so she doesn't often expect it. And so that was the first mistake. The second was that there were too many people in there for her to be super effective, and they were all too closely clumped together, so she almost died in that exact fight. And I was very lucky in that I did bail her out, but it was pretty dicey. So that wasn't the best decision that I would have made.
Healing in hand.
Sorry, NanoSim is one of my favorite targets because she's fucking terrifying.
I just wasn't expecting. And then I literally got my ult as you did it.
I was really hoping to hit that Roadhog with a nice offensive nade so he couldn't self-heal anymore, but nade's not going to fit through that space. I just wish I'd realized it ahead of time.
This will help. It's going to be okay.
So in a comp match, I'd probably be punished for being down here right now. They would just easily come into my room and kill me. So I really shouldn't be here, and it turned out all right, but I should be back up by the point with the soldier.
Pass into the iris.
Watching your back. This will only hurt.
They're all debuffed.
Fire. I have your back. Get me.
Her tracers it, but she might be bright.
Oh, shield generator just went down. Pulse bomb.
Where'd that tracer go?
She went back
Yep,
to base.
potato.
He's weak.
At this point, I know she's about to need a bailout. There are probably at least 2 people in there. I can hear at least the tracer. So I'm prepped with nade and ready to help out Sim.
Coming up the tunnel, coming up the tunnel. Holy crap. Thank you, Anna.
This looks like a great time for a sleep dart. I gotcha.
Watching your back.
Road.
Road is the perfect target for Nade because of his self-healing, and this is a perfect opportunity to hit him with one.
You're covered. Healing in half.
This time I'm gonna nano you, I'm gonna tell you first. Alright, so I'm about to nano Symmetra again, but keep in mind this time I actually did communicate with the Symmetra player, and who knows that they're about to receive nano boost, and I can tell Symmetra's not quite gonna make it out of there without some assistance. Keep in mind to give Symmetra this nano boost, I have to pop pretty far out of position. I really shouldn't quite be there, but I feel pretty safe because I have a diva right next to me.
Defend. You're powered up. Get in there. I will keep you here.
If you're getting dove by flankers, you've got to put pressure on them back, and if you can hit them at all, you might be able to start scaring them away, and at least take a chunk out of their health, even if they do manage.
Quickly. Take your
Since I started taking damage, I started to back around the corner so that I'm a lot harder to hit, at least until my nade is up and I can get myself to full heals again.
get you. You're covered.
Coming up through the low.
This will help.
Oh crap, a McCree ult. Where is it exactly? So the moment I locate it, I try to keep the payload between me and the McCree ult, hoping I can sneak into that side passage if necessary to make sure that I don't get caught there, since remember, I am solo.
Watching your back.
Again with the potato, this guy's pretty weak, and this is the point I give up and I just nade him just to make sure that he doesn't die. So that Zarya kind of took me by surprise, and I'm very lucky here that she is going for the telly and she is not going for me. So I did manage to make it out, but if she'd been focusing me, it could have ended with me.
I have your back.
So keep in mind at this point, we are 2 people up, and I can tell based off of the upper right corner where you see that Junkrat had just gotten 2 kills. So the nano here is pretty unnecessary, and I did kind of waste it because we were going to win the fight regardless.
You're powered up. Get in there.
What the hell am I doing at the front line? I am way out of position. May 100% bailed us out right here. I somehow did not realize my health is as low as it was, so that's going to make my next move, not using the nade on myself, make way more sense.
Get you.
Absurdly lucky that that did not kill me. I really should have used the nade on myself. If you look at the corner now, my nade's on a 7-second cooldown, or I've got to get to a health pack right now.
Pass into the iris.
Watching your back.
Like, seriously? Why did I do that? Why? 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 I need the health way more than she did at the time.
30 seconds remaining. Much better. They're almost out of time. We'll stop them here and now.
Defense 1.
That nade would have been great had it actually connected. That Zarya is so charged right now, and I have to keep her away from me at all costs.
Got the rid of the McCree before I die. Ooh, there's
Sorry,
Zarya has
Tab.
100% charge. Here.
I should be further back to the right and near cover, but I'm not. You'll see what happens next. My team took very, very good care of me. Have you hugged your tanks today?
GG.
All right, GG's to both teams. Well fought. It was a really fun match. And sort of in summary, here's sort of the biggest mistake that I made the entire game is I was being a little too aggressive for being a solo healer. I should have been playing a little bit safer to make sure that I stayed alive and was getting good value. The other thing is I didn't really get good value out of 2 out of my 3 nano boosts. I only really got value out of 1 of them. And so that's something to keep in mind for the future to always pay attention to how I can best use my ult. But thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Stupid Stuff That I Did.